Hi guys, this is Aishwarya from Cat King and today we'll be discussing about the most important news and happenings from the past 3 months, that is October, November and December 2017. Most of the students who have appeared for SNAP must be aware that in the GK section around 5 to 6 questions were asked from the current affairs of past 1 week. Usually what students tend to do is they keep on revising 2016 current affairs, all the current affairs of 2017 from January onwards. But these days the paper setter is very smart. He is obviously going to focus on the current affairs, that is the most fresh news, that is October, November and December. So in this video I have tried to consolidate all the important happening news from the past 3 months. So I'll be discussing about the business industry news, national, international and sports. So before I start, I would request all of you to sit with pen and paper so whatever we are discussing is written somewhere and it doesn't go in air. Alright, so if you guys are ready with pen and paper in your hands, let's get started. Okay, so beginning with the business industry news, first we have is SBI launches integrated digital platform YONO, YONO. The full form of YONO is you only need one. So what is YONO? You should be aware of that. So YONO is an integrated digital banking platform offered by SBI and it enables users to access a variety of financial and other services. Basically, it's an app and via this app you can utilize all the taxi bookings, online shoppings or medical bill payments. Also, currently YONO is offered as a smartphone app for both Android as well as iOS. Next important in this set is Paytm introduces BHIM UPI payments on platform. So what is this BHIM UPI? It's a mobile payment mode that allows one to create a UPI access. So what you can do is you can create your own Paytm BHIM UPI ID on the app, which will be your mobile number @Paytm. By default, you can link all your saving bank account details with your unique Paytm UPI ID and you can start sending and accepting money. So it has introduced BHIM UPI payments on platform. Also, one more very important thing, who is the CEO of Paytm? It's Vijay Shekhar Sharma. So this is one important fact that you guys need to keep in mind. Next here we have is Haryana government signs rupees 20,000 crore worth MOU to set up trading hub. So Haryana government has signed an MOU. What is MOU? It's a memorandum of understanding. That's a official contract between two organizations with Verbind. So what is Verbind? It's an integrated trade facilitation services organization. It sets up logistics and trading hub in the state that would attract investment to the tune of rupees 2,000 crore. So the hub will be spread over an area of 600 acres near Gurugram and the public private project is expected to generate employment for 6 lakh people, it said. So under this memorandum of understanding that you have, the government will facilitate Verbind's efforts to obtain necessary permissions, registrations, approvals and clearances with reference to the projects from relevant departments. Next most important breaking news we have here is D. Shiv Kumar quits as the CEO of PepsiCo India and he is expected to join Aditya Birla Group as head of corporate strategy and business development. Also, one more important point that you need to keep in mind is Ahmed El Sheikh, currently general manager for PepsiCo Egypt and Jordan, will replace D. Shiv Kumar Sharma as PepsiCo India CEO. Next important news is EU Competition Commission fined Facebook for providing misleading information over WhatsApp deal. So the fine was of 110 million euros. So according to the reports, when Facebook took over WhatsApp messaging service in 2014, it told the commission that it would not be able to match user accounts on both platforms, but went on to do exactly that. So the commission found that Facebook staff knew in 2014 that it was technically not possible to link WhatsApp phone numbers with Facebook users, contrary to their public statements about the merger. So EU fined Facebook worth 110 million euros. Next important news we have is Disney to acquire 21st Century Fox assets for USD 52.4 billion in stock. So prior to the acquisition, Fox will separate the Fox broadcasting network stations, Fox News channels, Fox business networks. Moving on with the business industry news, next we have is Meredith Corporation to acquire Time Inc. for USD 2.8 billion. So Meredith will pay USD 18.50 per share of Time, which totals at about 1.85 billions. So before that, you should also be aware that what is Meredith Corporation? It's an American media conglomerate based in USA. The company has two divisions, national media and local media. And as of 2016, the company employs 3,600 people and has US $1.6 billion in revenue. Next we have is Facebook launches new tools for video creators. So the new tool will be called the Facebook Creator app. It will help the community to create original video, go live with exclusive features and connect with community on Facebook. Moving on, here I have a very important news that you should keep in mind. Market star. So it is Anup Vikal, who is the CFO of Snapdeal. Anup Vikal, who was the CFO of Snapdeal, he has resigned. He resigned on 17th October 2017 and he is likely to join SR Oil as its CFO. CFO is Chief Financial Officer. Okay, so before I move forward, I hope you guys are making note of each and every point discussed, because as we move ahead, there'll be loads of information and it's going to be very difficult for you guys to, keep track of everything and recall everything. So it's better start making notes. It will be very easy for you to revise at the later stage. Alright, now let's get started with some national news. Before I begin, whatever I'm discussing in this video, around you can expect around 5 to 6 short questions in all your upcoming exams. That is, you're left with SNAP, TISS and CMAT. So short 5 to 6 questions. Reason being, these are the most important current affairs from the past 3 months. So that is why I've consolidated this for your benefit. So make sure that your full concentration is here when you watch the video and start recollecting points. Okay, so let's begin. First, I have here is Union Cabinet Minister approves agreement with UNESCO for establishing ITC Ocean Center. So here ITC Ocean, it's International Training Center for Operational Oceanography as a Category 2 center of UNESCO in Hyderabad. So Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has approved the establishment of ITC Ocean. The purpose of this agreement is to establish a training center towards development of capacity for the countries on the Indian Ocean Rim. That is called the IOR. African countries bordering the Indian and Atlantic Oceans, small island countries under the framework of UNESCO. Next important point is Cabinet approves MOU between India and Colombia in the field of agriculture and fisheries. So the Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, has approved the signing of MOU between India and Colombia. So MOU provides for cooperation in the following fields of agricultural and fisheries. They include innovative agricultural practices, new agricultural mechanisms, successful models of agricultural marketing, exchange of information, visits, cooperation in research in oil fields and oil palm, marine industrial fishing. So all these things are being approved by Cabinet between India and Colombia. That is in the field of agriculture and fisheries. Next important is Union Government launches new initiatives on Universal Health Coverage Day 2017. So it's called Lakshya. It was launched as a safe delivery mobile application for health workers who manage normal and complicated deliveries in peripheral area. So keep in mind this is a very important name, that is called Lakshya. Okay. Next important news here we have is Skill Development Ministry and Maruti Suzuki sign MOU to impart skill training to youth. So the Skill Development Ministry has signed an MOU with Maruti Suzuki to impart training to youth and enhance their employment potential. Next is PM Narendra Modi launches intensified mission Indradhanush. So what is it? It is given here, launched an intensive immunization drive at Vadnagar in Gujarat. Aims to reach every child below the age of 2 years and pregnant women still uncovered under the routine immunization program. So it has launched intensified mission Indradhanush. Keep in mind. Next is Union Minister launches Sampurna Bima Gram Yojana. So the Union Minister for Communications, the name is Manoj Sinha. This is again very important, so keep in mind the name. The Union Minister for Communications is Manoj Sinha. He has launched the Sampurna Bima Gram Yojana, an initiative for expansion of client base of postal life insurance. Okay, moving on here, I have India Sri Lanka joint training exercise Mitra Shakti 2017 kicks off. So it's the 5th India Sri Lanka joint training exercise, started on 13th October 2017 with a grand opening ceremony conducted at on the military station Pune. So what it is all about, what is the Mitra Shakti 2017? What it is, it's an exercise based on counter-terrorist operations, and an infantry company from both countries is participating in the same. The exercise will send strong signal to the world that both India and Sri Lanka understand the emerging threat of terrorism and stand shoulder to shoulder in countering this menace. Okay. Before I move ahead, there is a lot of information being given from my side. I hope you are making notes, because as I go ahead, there is still a lot more to come. So I'll be telling you about the international news and the sports news. So it's going to be too much information to remember. So keep making notes. Okay, next is WCD Ministry launches Women for Women, that is I Am That Women campaign. Through this campaign, the ministry seeks to highlight the various aspects of women standing by and for women. So Ministry of WCD has urged people to shun stereotypes associated with women harming other women. Twitter and Facebook users have been encouraged to tag and share stories of women helping women with a photograph and post online with the hashtag I Am That Women. Next important is PM Narendra Modi dedicates first ever All India Institute of Ayurveda to nation. It is set up along the lines of NABH accredited hospital and an academic block, area of 10.015 acres with a budget of rupees 157 crores. As an apex institute under the Ministry of Ayush, it will bring synergy between the traditional wisdom of Ayurveda and modern diagnostic tools and technology. Alright friends, so now let's get started with some international news. The first being International Migration Report 2017. It says that India tops world in number of migrants abroad, and more than half of the 16.59 million live in the Gulf region according to a UN report. The 2017 Integration Migration Report showed that during this century's period of rapid globalization, the number of Indian migrants doubled from 7.98 million in 2000. So now it is around 16.59 million. Mexico sent out 13 million migrants. That is the second highest in number. So India is the first and Mexico is the second. Next important news is India's Lakshmi Puri among 6 diplomats felicitated with Diwali Power of One Award at UN. So, the inaugural Power of One Award is bestowed upon exceptional people who have toiled selflessly to help form a more perfect, peaceful and secure world for all of us. Moving on, a very important news, again star market. So, Saudi Arabia lifts ban on movie theatres after 35 years. So, commercial cinemas will be allowed to operate in the kingdom as of early 2018 for the first time in more than 35 years. So, this marks a watershed moment in the development of cultural economy in the kingdom. Also, Saudi Arabia is expected to have more than 300 cinemas with over 2,000 screens all across the kingdom by 2030. Next is Wassenaar arrangement to admit India as its new member. So, the Wassenaar arrangement plays a significant role in promoting transparency and greater responsibility in transfers of conventional arms and dual-use goods and technologies. Its member countries are required to ensure that transfers of these items do not contribute to the development or enhancement of military capabilities, which undermine these goals. The aim is also to prevent the acquisition of these items by the terrorist. So the membership is expected to build up a strong case for India's entry into the 48-member nuclear suppliers group. Continuing with the international news, next I have here is US President recognizes Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and promises to move US embassy. So the president cast his decision as a break with decades of failed policy on Jerusalem, which the United States, along with virtually every other nation in the world, has declined to recognize as the capital since Israel's founding in 1948. That policy, he said, brought us no closer to a lasting peace agreement between Israel and the Palestinians. So it would be folly to assume that repeating the exact same formula would now produce a different or better result. Next is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's most tweeted about world leader after Trump. Also, two posts by former US President Barack Obama were among the top 3 most liked tweets of 2017. Mr. Obama's tweet saying no one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion was the second most retweeted post of the year. A tweet by Carter Wilkerson, "Help me please, a man needs his nugs," which was retweeted 3.6 million times, was the most retweeted post of the year, according to data compiled by Twitter. Twitter said that Donald Trump with 44.1 million followers and PM Modi with 37.5 million followers are respectively the first and the second most tweeted about world leaders for the year 2017. Next is Iranian President Hassan Rouhani inaugurates first phase of Chabahar port. The $340 million project opens up a new strategic transit route to Afghanistan and Central Asia for India through Iran, bypassing Pakistan. Iran is believed to have asked the Indian government to manage or operate the first phase of the port until work on the second phase is finalized. Next important news in the series is WHO, World Health Organization, launches global effort to end TB, that is tuberculosis, by 2030. So delegates from 114 countries have agreed to take urgent action to end tuberculosis by 2030. The delegates promise to achieve strengthen health system and improve access to the people regarding TB prevention and care so that no one is left behind. They also agreed to mobilize sufficient and sustainable financing through increased domestic and international investments to close gaps in implementation and research. Alright, continuing with the international news, next on the list is Forbes list of Asia's richest families released and Ambani family tops the list. Next one is Leonardo da Vinci's Christ painting sold for record USD $450 million. Next is China launches world's first fully electric cargo ship. This ship can travel up to 80 km with 2000 tons cargo after a 2-hour charge. The 70.5 meter long ship, which weighs about 600 tons, was launched in Guangzhou in South China's Guangdong province. Also, as the ship do not use fossil fuels, it has zero emission including carbon, sulfur and PM 2.5, and it could be used as a passenger liner or a working ship. Next important news is Facebook to introduce disaster response tools in India. So one of the giant of social media, Facebook, has geared up all to introduce a new sort of technology to help the disaster prone areas. It has Facebook has teamed with National Disaster Management Authority and a non-profit organization that is called SEEDS, SEEDS, to offer tools to these agencies in an attempt to help them to respond more effectively to natural disasters. So Facebook would be bringing in disaster maps that would explain aspects such as movement of people and concentration of Facebook users in a particular area before and after the calamity. Also, according to the Facebook head of programs in India, Ritesh Mehta, he is the Facebook head of programs in India. The intention behind introducing these initiatives is to help improve response efforts to natural disasters in India. Now, in the next set of international news, the first one is ICIJ. What is ICIJ? It is International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. It releases Paradise Papers. So 714 Indians were named in the list. So Pakistan's neighboring country India ranks 19 out of 180 countries in terms of number of names in the list. The ICIJ released a database of around 13.4 million documents, revealing over 25,000 companies owned by the world's rich and influential individuals. The ICIJ coordinated the Panama Papers investigation into offshore companies. The latest files have disclosed the financial details of politicians, corporations, celebrities, among others. The Paradise Papers comprise a major part of documents leaked from the company Appleby. Also, an Indian company is reported to be Apple by second largest client internationally with as many as 118 different offshore holdings. Next one in the set is WEF releases Global Gender Gap Report and India ranked 108th in its Global Gender Gap Index. So India moves to 108th place behind its neighbors China and Bangladesh, primarily due to less participation of women in the economy and low wages. So India slipped 21 places on the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Index. Moreover, India's latest ranking is 10 notches lower than its reading in 2006 when the WEF started measuring the gender gap. So, the full form of what is WEF? It is World Economic Forum. Moving on, the news says India, Italy signed 6 MOUs to boost cooperation in railways and energy sectors. Next one is Global Password Power Rank 2070 is released and Singapore ranks first. India is positioned at 75. So the Indian passport has fared poorly at the 75th position on a global ranking, which saw an Asian country Singapore ranking at first position for the first time. Alright, so we are done with the international news and we are ready to hit the sports industry. So before I start with the sports news, I would request all of you guys to again, keep jotting down all the important points because we'll be done in some time and at the end you will be left with loads of information and these things will go in vain. So it's better you start noting down the points so that it is better for you to recall it at a later stage. Okay, so now let's get started. The first news says Kidambi Srikanth achieves career best world number 2 ranking. So Kidambi Srikanth, it's a badminton player, was rewarded for his sensational run this season as he grabbed a career best ranking of world number 2 after jumping 2 places in the latest BWF ranking. So Srikanth, who reached 5 finals and clinched 4 titles this year so far, now has 73,403 points, 4527 points away from world champion Victor Axelsen of Denmark, who heads the ranking list. Next important sports update is Virat Kohli and Mithali Raj top the ICC ODI rankings. So Mithali Raj is the captain of women's cricket team, Indian women cricket team. And you must be aware that, recently India was in the finals. The women cricket team was in the finals and it lost to England. So Mithali Raj is the captain of women Indian cricket team. Okay, next on the list is Mirabai Shanu wins gold medal at World Weightlifting Championship. So guys, you need to remember these points because you will be coming across some questions and you will be blank. So just remember these names and you will be good to go. Next is India wins first ever South Asian Regional Badminton Team Championship this year. Next on the list is Kavita Devi becomes first Indian woman to sign with World Wrestling Entertainment, that is WWE. Hailing from Haryana, Kavita underwent training to be a professional wrestler under the guidance of the great Khali, that is Dalip Singh Rana, at his Punjab-based wrestling promotion and training academy. She shot to fame after a video in which she wrestled against a women wrestler went viral on social media. She also won gold medal at the 2016 South Asian Games. So she is the first Indian woman to sign with WWE. Okay, next is Narinder Batra elected as new president of Indian Olympic Association, that is IOA. He is also the International Hockey Federation chief, that is FIH, you call it FIH. So FIH chief is Narendra Batra. He was also elected as the president of IOA, that is Indian Olympic Association. Alright, so moving on with sports, next one is Union government to soon launch Khelo India program. So the initiative is called as Khelo India program. So the Union Minister of State for Youth Affairs and Sports, he is Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore. He said that he'll launch a Khelo India program at a cost of rupees 1756 crore for the period of 2017-18 to 2019-20. This initiative would impact the entire sports ecosystem, including infrastructure, community sports, talent identification, coaching for excellence. Highlighting some salient features of the program, the Union Minister said that new Pan-India sports sponsorship scheme, which would cover 1,000 most talented young athletes each year across select sports disciplines will be introduced. Also, under this initiative, each athlete selected under the scheme will receive an annual scholarship of worth rupees 5 lakhs for 8 years. Next important update is Rafael Nadal beats Nick Kyrgios to win 6th ATP of 2017. Also ATP, what is ATP? It's Association of Tennis Professionals. Next important update here is Jeetu Rai and Hina Sidhu. So remember these two names, Jeetu Rai and Hina Sidhu win gold in air pistol mixed team event. Next on the list is Indian women's hockey team lifts Hockey Asia Cup after 13 years and it beats Malaysia. This is a very important one to keep it star marked. Next, moving on, we have is Asian Boxing Championship 2017. MC Maricom wins gold in 48 kg category. Also, last one is HS Pranoy and Saina Nehwal beat title favourites to become new national champions. Saina Nehwal and HS Pranoy, both ranked number 11 in the world, won tough summit clashes to be crowned new national champions at the 82nd Senior National Badminton Championship in Nagpur. Also, after Pranoy defeated title favourite Srikanth to win men's singles title, and Saina outlasted PV Sindhu in a tight 2 games to win her 3rd national title. Alright, so here what I have done is I have made some most important pointers that were in the news and you need to keep in mind. So these are the must note down pointers. So make sure you note them down, remember them the way you like it. Okay, so the first one is the World Minorities Rights Day is celebrated every year on 18th December. So keep a tab on it. International Human Solidarity Day is celebrated every year on 20th December. So Minorities Day on 18th December and Human Solidarity Day is celebrated every year on 20th December. Okay, next one is the state recently celebrated its 56th Liberation Day in India. The state is Goa. So one important suggestion before I move ahead. So all these days like the World's Minority Day or Human Solidarity Day. So make a table in your notebook and just write down all the important days. So that whatever is asked you can just refer back and which date is what is celebrated when. Okay, so now moving on, next one is online retailer planning to enter India's beauty market with a chain of brick and mortar stores is Myntra. Okay, another important one here is the metro rail of this city is going to roll out driverless technology. So the state is Hyderabad. Okay, so the most important update continues. The state hosted its first ever hot air balloon festival. So it was Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh hosted its first hot air balloon festival. Next one is India's longest expressway that will soon provide free Wi-Fi services along its length is Agra to Lucknow Expressway. So all the important news, any new technology or new happening related to India, so all these innovations and technologies you need to keep in mind. So whenever you are reading newspapers, if anything new innovation or technology related to India comes in mind, your first thing should be to just make a note of it. Okay, next is Adi Mahotsav Tribal Festival was held in Delhi this year. National Press Day, again an important day. National Press Day is celebrated every year in India on 16th November. World Tsunami Awareness Day is observed every year on 5th November. The online payment app introduced inbox for in-chat payments, it is Paytm. And again, Rashtriya Ekta Divas is celebrated on 31st October. Ekta Divas on 31st October, National Press Day on 16th November, World Tsunami Awareness Day observed every year on 5th November. Again, most important points, so make a note of them. Alright guys, so with this I have covered the most important updates from the past 3 months, that is October, November and December 2017. So for all your future upcoming exams, that is the next one would be TISS, then XAT and CMAT. This is all you need. So what happens usually is the exams are approaching near and you guys just surf on the internet and you get loads of information. You don't know which news to actually study and what not. So at this time your strategy is the most important thing. So to help you guys, what I have done it in my course content, as you guys can see, I have consolidated all the happenings in a question answer format. So you just log into your dashboard, check what you need, what is required exam wise, and then just kill it. If you have any queries or you want to purchase the course, you can contact us at 8999 I'll show you how the dashboard looks and what all I have consolidated. So here, as you guys can see, this is current affairs 2017, 2016. What is important for TISS? So all the GK that is important for TISS, I have consolidated in a different tab. So your job would be, before TISS exam, just open the TISS tab and go through all the important GK material that is required for TISS. Next is, in the same way I have done it for XAT, CMAT. Also for all the guys who are aiming for MICA, so there is this tab, this is the MICA tab. So whatever GK comes in MICA exams from the past years experience, I have consolidated everything in a question answer format and put it in the MICA tab. In the same way, static GK for CMAT, XAT and MICAT. So here again, as you guys can see, this is your dashboard. So if you need sports news, so sports news is consolidated here. Mergers, acquisitions. If you need top company CEO, this is again very important. So there's a different tab. So you won't be lost. Like when you surf online, you are just lost what to study and what not to study. So this will give you a very clear, concise picture that okay, this exam, I'm considering this exam, so I have to study this GK. Alright, so if you want to purchase the course, you can connect to us at 8999 and get your copy of the course and just kill all the exams. Also, whatever is covered, whatever I have covered in this entire course is more than enough. Like people always talk about just clearing the cutoff. This will obviously give you an edge and it will improve your scores, like from, additional 10 marks that you will get. That is the most important part. So this is all the GK that you need to crack any exam. Alright, so that was all from my side. All the best for all your exams and stay tuned for more video lecture series. Thank you so much.